Here we go. So, latest update on our quest to go remote and work remote. The national park that we aimed to go to was closed.
Oh, I'm so sad. I was so looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we didn't read the map. Well, we didn't check the alerts, which we really should have done because you're meant to get a permit and whatnot. And we just planned on doing that last minute as we drove into the national park. And anyway, it turns out this weekend they're doing animal clearing. So they got helicopters in the air and they're shooting and everything else. So yeah, the park's closed. So we just pulled over to the side of the road and stayed the night. But 7 o'clock in the morning, we got woken up by the rangers who kicked us out because they wanted us like completely out. And we're on our way.
Yeah.
That
was the first time you got woken up by somebody, right?
This is the first time we've been woken up by someone on this trip. Yeah, which is pretty good. Like, free camping is a bit of a grey area in Australia. You're not supposed to camp in your car. It's not legal to camp in a car, but we're not in a car, we're in a truck. And it's a heavy vehicle, so we are actually allowed, well, I'm allowed as the heavy vehicle driver to have a rest break. So I'm allowed to sleep in my truck. You're not allowed to sleep in the truck. What do truck drivers do when they have a companion? Like, are you allowed to rest in the truck when the driver's resting? Anyway, so we're now in, this is Hungerford.
Yeah, that was Thunderboard.
Which is right on the border of Queensland and New South Wales, but we're staying in Queensland and we're going west because we found some pretty cool places on the map that are very, very remote. And I want to go to these super remote places and set up, work from there, explore a bit, see what's out there. But the thing that I love the most about going deeply, deeply remote is that it's just like absolute solitude. And it's the most peaceful solitude when you know that there's nobody else around for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. Yeah, you know, it's pretty nourishing for me anyway. This is what the road conditions look like. I'm going to show you the road. And it's bumpy. It's red and it's bumpy. Off we are going to Boolaloo Downs? I think it's Boolaloo Downs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about this is there are roads on the map. But typically, well, there's a emu. Typically, there's fences or there's gates or there's signs that say private property, you're not allowed to be there. But it's kind of a grey area because technically, if a road is what's called gazetted, if the road is on the map, the public should have access to the road. But
Oh, really?
yeah, definitely. But what I was reading this morning is often the landowner whose land the road goes through may put up private property signs or in some other way restrict access. They're not technically supposed to padlock gates. They're not supposed to. They do sometimes and they're not supposed to. But they will dissuade people from going through potentially because of liability reasons.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't want the liability of someone on their property, but also, fair enough, they probably don't want someone like snooping around on their property, right? But if it's a public road, it's a public road. So we're going to go on a road which is on the map, but is not really well travelled in some of the most remote country in Australia because I like the challenge. Who knows what condition it's in? Who knows if it's suitable for a 6-ton truck with a trailer and a vehicle on the back? Who knows? We might get stuck, we might die, but we've got a full tank of diesel, we have extra diesel, multiple extra diesel tanks, we have lots of petrol, we have additional vehicle, we have a boatload of food, plenty of gas to cook that food. Imagine if we eat raw steak. Imagine that. Imagine we ran out of gas and we had to eat raw steak.
No.
Although we could probably cook the steak. We could start a fire. Or we could like put the steak on a hot rock outside. That would probably cook it enough to eat it because it gets pretty hot. We got satellite phone, we have Starlink, and I've got lots of tools to like fix stuff if it breaks on the truck. I mean, major suspension work might be a challenge, but you know, electrical, little bits and pieces, we're pretty good. But the challenge that I enjoy is when you're hundreds of kilometers from someone, yes, you can always hit the SOS button on the satellite phone and the cavalry will come, right? Helicopters, motorbikes, forward drive, state emergency service, blah, blah, blah. They will come. Yeah, they will come. They'll come.
All come?
Eventually. Well, you'll get one of them. Right? Or you can call, you know, the local pub or the local station owner with your tail between your legs. You can say, oh, I'm a dumb tourist. I'm a dumb tourist and I got myself stuck. Come and help, come and help me, come and help me. Or option 3, if you can find a way out of the mess yourself. And maybe that's my inner masochist that likes having things go wrong. There's a middle of nowhere.
Like to like rescue yourself.
But I just love rescue. But that's living. That's living to me. It's getting stuck and then getting out of it. So here we go. And I don't even know if you can hear us anymore because it's getting pretty bumpy and pretty loud. So I think we'll sign out for this one and we'll give you some updates along the way.